Hi everybody, my name is Juliette and I welcome you to my channel Intuitive Juliette. Today we are going to talk about empowerment a little bit more, but also how to really be present and get into the flow of things, I guess. The flow of your manifestation in your dream life. This video is about flowing. Now, my name is Juliette, and if you don't know me, I am a spiritual psychic and a medium. Just kidding, I'm not. I'm called Intuitive Juliette because I see energies, I've seen ghosts all my life, and I'm just very in touch with that side of myself. On my channel, we talk about spirituality and manifestation, law of attraction, but also really about mental health because I have been depressed my entire life and I've overcome an anxiety disorder. I do have videos about that if you want to know my story. And this video is just about how you get into that flow. Now, first of all, I have a cup of tea with a quote. And if you know me, you know I love quotes. Because I also have an Instagram account with quotes and poems. So check it out at Intuitive Juliette. Oh my god, this is such a good quote actually for this video because this is exactly what I want to talk about. Gratitude leads to love, not this angry sucker, but love. Gratitude leads to love. I think this is really like what has been happening in my life, and this is really how kind of like a tip that I wanted to say how you get into like that flow state. I think that the flow state has been talked about a lot by a lot of people. I saw one YouTube video, it was a very good YouTube video, but it was this overly professional YouTube video about the flow state and kind of like picturing or describing this flow state as such an unreachable thing almost, or like it's such a big thing that you can reach and you can, it's a different state from who you are. Whereas when you truly are informed well about manifestation and law of attraction and all that stuff, you actually know that it's all within you. It isn't hard. We just make it hard because we put all these layers onto it. And gratitude really is like the first step to, well, first of all, it's like the ultimate state of receivership, as Dr. Joe Dispenza has said. Because it says, the energetic signature says that if you are in a state of gratitude, it says that you're, the thing that you want is already here because you're thankful, you're grateful for what you already have. But I think that a lot of us, this is like the missing piece, right? This was the missing piece for me too, is that I'm really sweaty. It's been really hot here in the Netherlands. Like suddenly it's like 30 degrees Celsius or something. I don't know how much that is in Fahrenheit, but I'll put it here. I think gratitude is like, sometimes it could be the missing piece for you. Used to be depressed and anxious a lot. That's why when I feel bad right now, I really hate it. And I find myself working against that. Now, what that means or what that does, it takes me out of the present moment. And when you're out of the present moment, you're in your mind. And when you're in your mind, you are probably, or most of the time, you're recreating your past. And when you remember things, it's not really remembering things, you're just creating more things. You're creating more of that. You're creating more of the unwanted things in your past. So what I would do, even if it was like, I have an example for today, right? So I really love the beach. I love going to the beach. And as I said, it's really hot here in the Netherlands. I really love the beach. Like, I want to live at the beach. I want to go there every single day. I think that's like one of the biggest dreams of my life is to live at the beach. Like, I look like I'm going to the beach right now or getting offered like sacrifice by someone. I love the beach. So when it's hot weather, I really want to go swimming. I don't like to just like lay in the sun. I want to go swimming. I want to cool off, you know? So my sister and I, we were going to the beach today, but she canceled because she was really tired. She has a busy life. She's going on holiday like tomorrow. So I was pretty bummed out, but I was like, okay, you know what? I am going to do what she wants to do for now, and I'm going to be happy with it. I'm going to be grateful for the moments that we have together. So she arrived at my house and she said, oh, I can only stay here until 3 o'clock because I have to go to a birthday and blah, blah, blah. And I was like, no, that's Dutch. But I was like, oh man, that's English. I want to go longer, you know, because I love my sister. I love spending time with her. But I was like, okay, you know what, Juliette? Just be grateful for this moment. Just accept it. Just accept it. This key number one, right? Just accept it. If you don't accept it, this is what I would mostly do. I wouldn't accept it. I would still have a good time in general, but there would always be this feeling, like this underlying feeling of dissatisfaction within my entire day, and this I would have every single day. So I was just like, okay, I'm just gonna accept it, and I'm actually going to be grateful in this moment. And this all happened automatically, I think, because of the work that I've been doing. I've been like working on myself, but really like implementing the things that I'm learning into my daily life, so it does not just become a philosophy or like a hypothesis of my life. I'm really implementing it. So then she said, oh, I can actually stay until 4 because, well, I want to. And I was like, oh my god, okay, so we have another hour, so that's really great. And for the first time, I didn't feel like I was, when we were just chilling and hanging out, I didn't feel like I wanted to be somewhere else. Because by just wanting to be somewhere, you just want to be somewhere else. When you're not in the moment, most people are constantly looking for the next best thing, for the next moment. They're living in the future, and but mostly because they remember the past all of the time, they're just recreating the past, but they're living in the future, but they're actually living in their past because they're creating their past into their futures. It's very confusing right now, but actually I want to let you know that there's no time. If you think about tomorrow, what I'm gonna do tomorrow, and then tomorrow comes and then still this moment. Time is not real. They're just psychological concepts in your mind. They do not exist outside of your mind. Even when you do like a past revision meditation, that means that you go back into the past to a certain moment in time. You change it. You change it to how you wanted it to go, then it's actually changed, and then you feel differently in this moment because actually there's only this moment. Okay, so that's like a little skeleton key that you can use. But for the first time, I was in a flow state today. It created the flow state. Being grateful for this moment, staying in this moment right now, created a flow state because it's great weather in the Netherlands. Yeah, okay. We were going to a lake tomorrow, but the lakes in the Netherlands, like, they aren't beautiful, mesmerizing lakes with mermaids and beautiful tropical fishes. Fish, I mean, is the plural. But like, they're not beautiful lakes. They're muddy. They're dirty. They're sometimes even like a lot of leeches are there. Like, they're not like beautiful clear waters. They're not. And also like grass and mud is not my thing. They are really nice with like trees and shadows and stuff when it's really hot. But like, if it was like a lake where you can actually swim, I wouldn't mind going there. So you also have a website on in the Netherlands where you can find if a lake is polluted, or not polluted, but like if, how do you say it, algae are there? Like when you go in the water and then you get sick, basically. There's a website in the Netherlands for that, so you can check every single time you're going there. So I checked it in the afternoon. We were going there with some family and with my family tomorrow. I checked it and it was clean, so I was like, oh man, I don't want to go there. And then, because I was in this flow state, I accepted it. We are actually now going to the beach. And oh my god, no, we checked it again in the afternoon and suddenly it said that it wasn't safe to swim there. Like, I manifested that shit. That's like, these types of manifestations are like coming to me right now because I'm in that flow state, because I'm in that gratitude, and because I'm in the moment. And it doesn't, I'm not saying that this is a difficult thing to do. It really isn't. I mean, I've been depressed and anxious my entire life, and it's only in the last couple of days where I've really been like, oh my god, I need to change my ways. I need to change my attitude towards life and my look on life. I need to not label everything as negative, because nothing really is. And I'm not saying like if really bad things happen to you that you can't label them as negative. Like, please process everything and go to therapy with really bad things. But I mean like with small things, you know, like, oh, we're going to a lake instead of a beach. That's a small thing. Oh, we're not going to the beach today, we're staying home. You know, just without anything beach related do with this, apparently. Do it with small things when plans get cancelled and you're really bummed out. You know, like those types of things, don't label them immediately as negative. Another thing that I've been doing is not labeling any physical ache as negative, just accepting it and letting it be there. That changed my life permanently. Oh my god. Not labeling anything negative is really what gets you into a flow state. And as I said, it's not this big thing that's unreachable and that is only cut out for a certain type of spiritually awakened people, or people who are very far or ahead in their spiritual awakening journey. No, it's an easy state that is actually natural to you. It's built within you. It's the thing that you are. You've just put everything upon that. It's not something that is outside of you. And I hate it when people say it, oh, it's just human nature to look at things negatively. No, it's not. It's what we've been taught. It's what we've been conditioned to do. In my opinion, it's just like when people see death as the end. We see death as the end. It's a very big emotional thing, but we don't know that. We've just been conditioned to because everyone is saying that. And then you feel guilty when you don't cry or you respond in a different way than you should respond, because it's how things work, because it's what you should say to people in certain types of situation. Note that that's just a role that's been played by many people over many generations. So it's been taught to us. It's been indoctrinated into us. And I don't mean to say these big words as indoctrinated or conditioned or programmed to paint a very negative picture about anyone. I don't care about the government, about the people who condition us, about bad parenting, about anything that is to blame for your programs. It doesn't matter. Bashar said that the whole, or Abraham Hicks, someone said it, the whole purpose of human nature is to celebrate diversity. It's to celebrate good and evil and or right or wrong. And if you are more so concerned with what's wrong than what's right in your life, you can bet on it that that's mostly what you're going to see, because your attention is your currency. Actually, it's what creates things. It's what keeps the past or the future alive. And this can either go in a negative way or a positive way. And if you don't condemn anything to anything, or you don't label things as negative and you don't judge, you can bet on it that, or you can bet on it, you can bet, you can count on it that your life is going to change. And you do that by being grateful, being in the moment. Being grateful actually gets you in the moment, okay? Because sometimes I feel like when I say be in the moment, a lot of people's minds are going to be like, but I think all the time. I think, you know, like you're going to be thinking more when I say that. Just let go of the things that don't serve you. You know, like people are like, oh my God, just have to let go. But I've been doing this for a long time. And it's all happening unconsciously. I can't just let go. Can I just let go? How can you let go? You know, like it's such a, even I with letting go have some type of resistance to that. So you don't have to be in the moment, but you just have to be grateful. I had in some moments today, I was like, wow, it really is all unfolding perfectly. It really is all happening in this perfect way. And it's all happening for me. It's all happening for me. It's all, the universe is conspiring against me. No, it's conspiring for me, with me, you know, like those thoughts will follow you automatically. It's like you kind of get into the feeling state, you know, you feel your way to it, as Abraham Hicks would say. And that is what creates new thoughts, because you're on that frequency, you know. It's just like when you want to be somewhere else, that's what gets you out of this flow state. You tune yourself to a frequency that is unwanted and with resistance and feels negative. When you are grateful and you by that automatically get into the moment, you tune to a different frequency. Your attention is on the moment right now, and your manifestations, I think, by not doing anything, that's the state where you... Oh, sorry, I was kicking against the tripod. But that's a state where you want to be in if you want to not lift a finger, I think, in order to manifest things. It's a really great state to be in. It's a state where your creativity really expands. Really, you're able to create a lot of beautiful things with whatever you know you do. It might be music or painting or acting or doing comedy or making music, whatever, or YouTube or podcasting. It's a state where inspiring action will follow, because today, even though it's really hot, even though I ate really bad foods, I actually feel great, and I had a certain feeling to clean my room and to make this YouTube video. And it's really like a sauna in here, but I'm like happy doing it, so I don't really mind. That's why I'm drinking tea, to sweat all of the things out. And I'm losing weight at the same time. Just kidding. Is sweating related to losing weight? I don't know if that's a myth or if it's true. But it's such a great state to be in. And it's I think that if you have a mind like I do, or you have had that, you know, you've experienced depression or anxiety in a very consistent and deep way. First of all, congrats to you, because now you're able to fly the other way in an accelerated way, you know, being positive, because you've learned so much. But I think it's really about allowing yourself and accepting yourself. This is what I said in my last podcast episode, that I had a realization that it's okay to feel this way, but like a deeper realization than just, oh, it's okay that I feel this way. It's okay to not be okay. You know, like you say that, but sometimes you don't feel that. It's when you feel that. I was like, when you fight against the current situation, whatever it is, you know, it could be something you experience. It could be a circumstance that is outside of you. Well, actually, nothing is outside of you, because everything is happening internally. But you're fighting with it automatically. And it is when you are able to accept that and allow yourself to accept that, because that's within your power. It's not like, oh, but I feel this way, so I should feel this way. You don't have to, because you can accept it. By that, you're letting it go. By saying, oh, I feel negative today and I'm feeling it, and I don't like it, but I'm feeling it. That's you still fighting against it because you don't like it. And when you feel negative, you're saying, oh, I feel so bad today. That's not you accepting it, and that's not you just surrendering to it. Surrendering to it means you automatically, okay, so don't be too concerned with the technique. You automatically become an observer, because you're like, I accept it. And by that, it literally loses its power, because you're like, I accept it. So you're not feeding it, you just accept it. It's different than, oh, I have to feel it. That's not what accepting or surrendering is. By doing that, that leads to being grateful, and that leads to this flow state, and that leads to manifesting without lifting a finger, and inspiring action, and just literally the you who you're meant to be. Isn't that great? Isn't that great, Juliette? Thank you for experiencing that today. You're welcome. I'm so welcome. I mean, what? That's just what I wanted to say to you. The flow state is not something difficult. Being in the moment is not something difficult. Being grateful is not something difficult. It's just all attuning to the frequency that you want. And when you do that, you tune automatically to the frequency of your vortex, or the thing where every manifestation that you want, your desired life, all is, because you put it in there by step number 1, according to Abraham Hicks. Step number 1 is contrast. So you automatically know what you do want by just looking at the things that you don't want. So you might have a bank account that is almost empty. You're like, probably like, oh, I don't want that. What's in your vortex is a lot of money. You know, like, it's not difficult. It's actually it could all just manifest without you lifting a finger. I also had a story in podcast number 13 where I manifested a bay leaf onto my pasta, where I didn't put the bay leaf onto my pasta. It was in my pan. I looked at my phone, then I looked at my plate again, and it suddenly was just on my pasta. So, you know, silly manifestation, but still didn't lift a finger to do it, like literally out of thin air. That's the same as $1 million or euros, you know. So don't fret, don't be upset just because you don't have your manifestation yet. It will come, it won't be long, and I say so long. Thank you so much for watching this video. I really hope that this helped you get into the flow state. Let me know what you think in the comments, like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.